Yo, what is it, here, and welcome to my review of the SH Figuarts Shikimaru Nara. A little late, but I had to do it for my boy. I love my boy so much, and just gonna spoil it right up front, this figure is absolutely phenomenal, but we will get to that in the review, of course. Even with the issues that this figure has, that I'm sure you've all seen because I'm very, very late to the party with this, even with the issues, I still think this figure is absolutely amazing. And I'm just so happy to add Shikimaru to the list. He's one of my favorite characters, to the shelf I meant. He's one of my favorite characters from this series. And I'm really just so happy to finally get more Konoha Shinobis. We've only really ever gotten like Team 7, and then we have a whole bunch of villains. And I'm super duper happy about it. One of my favorite characters in the show, like I already said, and yeah, they did my boy right. But without further ado, let's jump into the review and start off by taking a look at the packaging. And we have an amazing picture of the figure right there in that usual styling right there for the Naruto packaging, looking absolutely amazing. Tamashii Nation seal of approval. Bandai Tamashii Nation's Naruto Shippuden Studio Period. I would really like some Black Clover figures, if you could. That would be really, really cool. Jazzwares made a $20 one. It looks really, really bad. It really, those, I don't know, those figures look so bad. Period, please. And over here we have Shikimaru Nara, Brilliant Strategist right there. That's a little, I thought it was like Brilliant Strategist of the Konoha, the Hidden Leaf or whatever, but whatever. On the side, we have an awesome picture of this face and what this face should look like. We have probably Shikimaru Nara in kanji right there, SH Figuarts at the top. On the back, we have a whole bunch of product shots showing you a bunch of ways that you can pose him right there. And of course, showing you him with the Shippuden Naruto right there as well. Very, very, very nice. And you have all of this stuff I cannot read. And on the other side, you have another awesome picture of Shikimaru right there jumping with Asuma Sensei's blade right there. Shikimaru Nara, Brilliant Strategist. Alrighty, let's get to the review. And here is Shikimaru Nara, the Brilliant Strategist of the Hidden Leaf Village. Naruto's true best friend, always was. And I want to say one more thing, but I also don't want to spoil anything for people who have not jumped into Boruto yet. So I will not do it, but you all need to get on Boruto because that shit is peak. And I'm just gonna be right up front with you. I am beside myself with this figure. It is absolutely fucking incredible. Honestly, every single figure in this line is the bee's knees. This line is literally my favorite thing I have ever had the privilege to collect in my life. I love it so much. Stay tuned on the channel because I will be revealing my Naruto shrine in the very, very near future. I have already kind of showed it a little bit, but I have been doing so much work on it, and I do want to give it its own full video. So just stay tuned on the channel. We'll be getting to that soon. But as you all know, this is my new favorite series of all time. I love this series so much. I literally have not lived a day in my life since I watched it last year, like the very beginning of last year, and not just absolutely loved it. This series rules. But even when compared to the rest of the line, which have been basically all knocks out of the park, I think this figure actually manages to even stand up to some of the absolute bests in the line, like the Shippuden Naruto, the Sage Mode Naruto, the Shippuden Sasuke. Might even be a little bit better, honestly. It is really amazing. They did a lot with this figure, like a lot of really, really, really amazing things to make it just push it a little bit further than even this amazing line has already gone. But with that being said, let's get in here close on my boy and start off with the head sculpt. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna wait to talk about the faces until the accessories, alright? But here we have the face right there. You can see the eyes are very, very nicely done. The nose nicely sculpted, actually does stand out a little bit. Face is a little bit shiny for my liking, you know, a little plasticky. That probably could have looked a little bit better, but the mouth looks good. He's got his earrings on the side right there, looking absolutely amazing. You can see the seam line in the face right there. He's got a very, very basic face switch off feature. We'll talk about that in the accessories. And of course, you can see his trademark ponytail up there for the Nara clan right there. Absolutely amazing. I love that. And you can see the little rope holding it up there right there. Really, really awesome. And then moving down to his Jonin jacket right there. I'll be honest, I can't 100% remember if he's a Chunin or a Jonin in this, because this is clearly him from the Akatsuki Suppression arc, which is the perfect one to go for. Of course, one of my favorite arcs in all of Naruto, if you ask me. But I don't remember if he was a Chunin or a Jonin in this arc. I'm gonna go with Jonin though, because this definitely does look pretty similar to Kakashi's jacket right there. But it looks absolutely amazing regardless of what it is. They did such an amazing job with this, and they even put in some extra engineering in this, unlike they did with Kakashi. Just another thing that really pushes this figure even more closer to the absolute perfection that damn near every single one of these figures has achieved. And you can see the nice little pads right here for the top, the collar piece right there, very, very cool. And of course the Uzumaki clan logo right there, and some nice silver picked out for the knees as well. And of course, it's Shikimaru, so he has his Konoha leaf headband right here on the side. Now, you'll notice, unfortunately, on mine, I have a little nick right there on mine. You know, you could chalk it up as battle damage, but I'm not too worried about it because this figure is definitely going to get a re-release in the future, and when that happens, I'm going to buy another one, and I will talk about that later on in the video. But hopefully my next one won't have this little nick right there. But again, I don't mind. The Akatsuki Suppression arc was a very, very, very intense arc, so I'll just imagine that he got this from fighting Hedon, and that is that. But beautiful job on the Jonin jacket, and you can see really, really nice job right here. And again, we're going to talk about the engineering on this guy. It's absolutely fabulous. And then we have the nice mesh right here. We have the nice mesh right here on the arms, on the forearm right there, looking absolutely amazing. And you get that nice green bracelet right there for the end. Really, really, really amazing. I know it's not a bracelet, it's just part of the sleeve, but you know, kind of looks like a bracelet. And you have the hands right there looking amazing. Moving down to the pants, you can see very, very nicely done. They look a little bit different from your average Shinobi sculpt. I noticed this as soon as I got them out of the packaging. I'm just going to show you though. It's pretty different from how they did on Naruto right there. You can see very different, but there is a reason for that we will get into later on in the review. But moving down, of course, you get the nice bandages right here for his kunai holder or shuriken holder right there. Really cool. That one does not rotate, unlike the Minato's. That's fine, although I did really like that about the Minato's, so I wish that they would make that a feature, but it's not, unfortunately, on this guy. And then you have some nice sculpting right there. You can see the pocket sculpted right there in the jeans. And then, of course, you have his nice pouch right there on his back for his paper bombs and whatnot, all the cool stuff that Shikimaru needs to trick his enemies. Maybe that little thing that he uses on Hedon with Kakuzu's blood in it. Very, very, very cool. And then you have the nice mesh right there on the bottom as well. Beautiful. I love how they have brought all of the features of Shikimaru together. Of course, the Konoha headband and the mesh right there, just to make his outfit stand out a little bit more from all of the other Shinobis, of which we don't really have any, unfortunately. But hopefully someday. But yes, they did just a terrific job on this. And now to show that even more, let's get into the articulation. And the articulation on this guy is just absolutely fabulous. Possibly the best in the entire line, honestly. And you know that that is saying something. So the head sculpt can move up a lot. Really, really, really good. It's on a double ball peg. I don't 100% know if it's on a double ball peg. I assume it is because it's so good. But you never have to take the head off. So I wouldn't know 100% sure. I guess we can yeah, you can see it's a double ball peg. It's a very, very long double ball peg right there, and there is an extra piece right there for the back of the hair. But again, you never actually have to take off the head right there. So yeah, but really, really nice movement right there. You can get some good down as well because there is a ball joint at the base of the neck as well, and you can also get some nice tilt side to side. And of course, you also have the ball joint right here at the ponytail, which is amazing. It can go up, down quite a bit, actually a little bit more than I would have expected it to. I definitely expected it to be on a ball joint, but I think it's actually a little bit more movable than I was expecting. Now, moving down to the torso, this is where we get to the impressive stuff. So the arms right here can be pulled out and they can be moved quite a bit. They can go down a whole lot right there, and you can see they even have a good amount of butterfly, and that's because of this great engineering they did with this pad right here. This can actually lift up on this ball joint right here, and you can see it can kind of shift around if you use the arms right there. You can see this piece right here can kind of shift around right there, allowing you to get that extra posability in the arms right there. Not only that, but they also added an extra ball joint right here in this section of the arm as well, which I don't believe has been on any other figure in the line, and it is absolutely magnificent. Really, really beautiful job on this figure, man. They really did kill it. And to show that even more, getting down to the torso right here, Tamashii Nations has seriously been having trouble with their torsos recently, but this guy, oh my goodness, possibly the best torso movement in the entire line, and trust me when I say this comes in handy, man. You can get this guy in some amazing, amazing poses right there using that torso articulation, but I'll show that a little bit more later on in the video. And of course, that means you got two ball joints right here in the torso, so you got lots of back right there. Seriously, an amazing amount of back. You got some nice side to side right there, and this nice floating piece right there, and of course, the pouch is also on a ball joint right there as well, and this feels a little bit more rubbery than usual. If I bring in Naruto here, this is actually a hard plastic that kind of rattles around in that. And obviously, I love this figure to death, but this does kind of rattle around, which is one of the very few things that I actually did not like about this figure, and they have fixed it on Shikimaru. This is actually a nice rubbery piece of plastic, and it pretty much stays in place as well. So yeah, they just knocked it out of the park with this damn thing, man. It is absolutely incredible. Now, getting back to the arms, you have a full double jointed bend right there at the elbow right there, which is really, really nice. Oh, I guess not an absolute full, but more than enough. Absolutely more than enough. And then you have your up and down at the hand right there, rotation, and of course you can move that and get some side to side as well, which is amazing. So beautiful hand posability right there. And then for the legs, of course, these cuts allow you to go all the way forward right there, maybe even a little bit more up right there for all of those amazing kicking poses and action poses for all your needs. And you can get a ton of back right there as well. You can see the pouch gets out of the way as well. But the butt sculpt does kind of make it a little bit weird, but not bad at all. And then, of course, you have the ball joint right here at the leg. And this actually moves out a little bit more than usual for SH Figuarts, so that's nice. But that also acts as your leg swivel right there. You have your double jointed bend right there. He can kick his own ass right there. He obviously pouches in the way on that one, but he can go all the way up right there, which is truly, truly, truly amazing. And of course, for the legs, you of course have your usual ball peg at the foot that allows you to get the full 90-degree bend at the ankle pivot right there, which is just absolutely fabulous, man. Even with how amazing these figures have been since the beginning of the revival of the Naruto line, with literally the very first figure here being one of my all-time favorite action figures, they are still somehow managing to up it and up it and up it, and it just blows my mind. And yeah, it's just absolutely fabulous. Cannot wait to see how Tsunade comes out. Cannot wait to see how Hinata comes out. Hopefully they just won't frick up one problem with this figure. Basically the only problem with this figure that we'll get to in a few minutes. But with that being said, let's get into the comparisons and start off with his BFF right there. There he is with Naruto. And the last character that I feel kind of fits this bill, Sakura as well. Basically our standard Leaf Shinobis right there. This is absolutely freaking gorgeous. And of course we will be adding Hinata to this later on this year. But I am so hoping for a Rock Lee. I would love a Tamari, even though she's a Sand Village, you know. But I still would love her. Neji would be great. Kiba, Shino, everybody and their mother would just be absolutely awesome. And I do mean that. Akushina would be fucking cool as shit. But these three look fantastic together, and I can just only hope that we're gonna get more. I will say I did notice this about Shikimaru. He seems a little bit big compared to Naruto. You can see the size of the head is a little bit big. I was kind of expecting him to be about the exact same proportions as Naruto, but this is probably accurate, and it looks amazing regardless. And now let's bring in some senseis right there. Here he is with Kakashi, and of course the fourth Hokage, Minato Namikaze. And as you can see, they all look absolutely terrific together, man. Oh my god, bless this line. Seriously, if I had to choose one action figure line to buy and for the rest of my life, I literally would not even have to think about it. Like, before you even finish the sentence, I would say the Naruto SH Figuarts line, because damn near every single one of these figures is literally like collection like top of collection prize possession worthy. And to show that even more, let's do some villains. Let's start off with the brothers, of course. There is Sasuke and Itachi right there, looking absolutely phenomenal as always. Next up, we've got Pain and Obito right there, again, looking absolutely phenomenal. And how amazing would it be if we got a Hidan to go with this figure? Oh my god, could you imagine? A Kakazu too, I would love a Kakazu too, but Hidan, genuinely one of my favorite members of the Akatsuki. Oh my god, the things I would do for that figure to exist. And I'm gonna go ahead and finish it off with Orochimaru right there. There you have him with all of our villains so far. Just wonderful. It's sad we don't have any confirmed villains down the pipeline, but god, I hope we get some more. Deidara, Hidan, Kisame. Oh, that'd be freaking amazing. Oh, and a new Madara as well. Oh, and a Toby as well. I still really want a Toby. And so you can get a sense of how he scales with some other SH Figuarts line. Here he is with the SH Figuarts High School Gojo and the SH Figuarts Denji. And here he is with the Satellite Shooting Star Amazing Yamaguchi Yusei Fudo. And with that being said, it's time for my favorite part of the review, the accessories. And let's start off with the faces, and it's time to address the elephant in the room. The factory errors. Unfortunately, this basically perfect figure does have one major flaw, and that is that the faces were horribly misdone at the factory, and this default face is one of them. You can see the eyes are off center here. The figure would look a million times better if the eyes were done properly. And to prove that to you, here's what the eyes were supposed to look like. Significantly better. And I just am beside myself with how this became a thing, how they thought that this was acceptable, and unfortunately, this face is not the only victim. There's also this one, which is, in my opinion, pretty damn unusable. You can see the eye has floated off way, way, way too far, and yeah, it just looks bad. It just looks bad. And finally, there's this one as well, which, in my opinion, from certain angles, actually does work okay, but from straight on, it looks horrible, seriously. And this is like the only really like straightforward serious face you get. Now you do get another serious face that's looking off to the side, and I really, really like this one. And this one is actually one of the very few faces for this figure that is perfect. Like you can see, it's really, really beautifully done, and I absolutely love it. So this is one I've been using a lot personally, and then you also get this nice winking one as well, which is also a very, very good one as well. And this one is also very nicely done. Luckily, no real factory errors on this one as well. If my camera would focus on it, there we go. Very, very, very nice as well. But yes, this one right here, not absolutely horrible. This one, it definitely could have been better. And then this one's probably the biggest culprit of all. It just kind of looks kind of cross-eyed and a little derpy in all honesty, like, what a drag. Really very unfortunate. Now, hopefully in the future, Tamashii Nations will reissue this figure and fix these eye problems right there, because if they do, this figure will be completely fucking perfect, and I will absolutely buy a second one, definitely. So if you're listening, Bandai Tamashii Nations, please reissue the figure and fix the eyes. I will buy a second one. I will not return this one. It's fine. I love it. I love it so much, man. Just fix the eyes and this figure will be perfect. But I have to admit, in my opinion, this is completely unacceptable. It's not the fact that it's the case. It's more of the fact that they did absolutely nothing about it. They should have taken it back and been like, hey, we got to delay the figure because the factories fucked him up. But no, they just took our money and just said, deal with it. They didn't even say that. They've completely gone completely silent on this entire thing. I don't think they've even acknowledged that this is a thing, because these are clearly messed up. They literally look different from how they're supposed to look on the box, and that looks so much better. So this is unforgivable, Tamashii Nations. You've basically delivered a basically perfect figure right here, like figure of the year material, and then you've topped it off with this absolutely horrendous mistake, and you've done absolutely nothing to satiate it whatsoever. Truly unacceptable. But I'm a massive fan of this series and this character, so I bought it anyway. And I already knew before buying it, I already knew that the faces were messed up, but those first couple people who had no idea, you screwed them over so much. And this is not a cheap figure. I think it's like 80 bucks, I believe. Yeah, man, this is unacceptable. This is a premium action figure. You are charging us an extremely high price for it, and you have the gall to release it with these horribly messed up faces. What about these new SH Figuarts that are coming out? Like Zenitsu just went up. He's like $80. I think Granny Seiko also got it now. She's also $80. What if these come out with these horrible facial defects as well? This is a bad move, Tamashii Nation. Seriously, this is a bad move. You are going to feel the consequence to this. You're already feeling the consequences of this. People are losing faith in you by the hundreds. Now, I'm still here for your Naruto line, but I have not been buying literally anything else. I have not bought anything else from you guys. I think this entire year I've only bought Naruto figures. So you guys got some work to do. You guys got some fucking work to do. This is bad for you guys. I'm still here for the Naruto line, but $80 for Zenitsu? Are you out of your fucking mind? When he comes with like less than half of what the Figma comes with? No. Especially since I think you can get the Figma DX for like 50 bucks on eBay. And plus that Granny Seiko, we already know that thing's not going to have any articulation whatsoever based off of the other figures in line. And yet you still have the goal to charge that much money for it. It's not going to sell. You guys are going to have a rough year, and it's all your fault, and you deserve it. But getting back to the review, starting off with the faces, you can remove the faces just like the seam line right here. Just get your fingernail in there and just pop it off. It's actually very, very satisfying to switch off these faces. They just go right on it. Moving on to the hands, of course, you have fists on in the packaging. You get a pair of relaxed hands. You get a pair of kunai holding hands. You don't actually get a kunai to go with this figure, though. So you have to supply the kunai on your own. So, you know, it comes with the Naruto, the Shippuden Naruto, the Kid Sasuke, the Boruto, the old SH Figuarts Boruto. If you have a kunai, then you can put it in these hands, basically. And I'll play devil's advocate. It's most likely that you have a kunai, because most likely if you're collecting this line, you probably have bought at least 2 or 3 of the various Naruto figures, right? So yeah, I mean, it's Naruto. You can never have enough of them. So I don't think this is completely unreasonable. I do think it's completely unreasonable to charge us without fixing the faces. Next up, we have these hands for holding Asuma Sensei's lighter. Very cool. And then we get these hands. Now, on first glance, these just look like fisted hands, but there's a little bit more to these. You can kind of see this like seam right here. We'll go over these in just a moment. But the final pair of hands you get are the Shadow Paralysis Jutsu or the Shadow Possession Jutsus right there. And I believe this is more of a Shadow Stitching Jutsu right there. So this is your Shadow Possession Jutsu right there, looking absolutely freaking amazing. And then this is the Shadow Stitching Jutsu right there, which is, again, absolutely amazing. These look so good. And thanks to the articulation, he pulls off the poses with flying colors, man. Truly phenomenal. Next up, you get Asuma Sensei's lighter right here, which is absolutely amazing. And as I already showed you, you get the hands for holding Asuma Sensei's lighter. You get one for either side, and it's these ones right here with the little opening right there, very clearly for the lighter. And you just pop the hand on and take the lighter and slip it into the fingers right there. Absolutely amazing. I truly love this accessory. That looks so good, and you can have him looking at it right there. It's just, missing his sensei. I don't want to spoil anything, but it makes me so sad. And on that same note, you also get one of Asuma Sensei's chakra daggers right here, which is also very cool. Unfortunately, you only get one, but of course, if you buy a second one, or you get a second one when the reissue comes out, you'll have two of these, and you'll be able to dual wield them. So that's nice, but it would have been much nicer if they just threw both of them into the box. I mean, come on. Still very cool. And how you use this accessory is very cool. This is where these hands come in. So we pop this hand off and we pop on one of these with the cracks in the fingers right here. So pop that on, and what you do with this is you come to the hand and you just separate the fingers from the hand, just like that. Then take the chakra dagger, and what I like to do is I like to put it in between this peg right here. I like to just slot that in between the peg right there. Makes it a little bit easier in my opinion. And then just tab that in to the hand right there. And there you go. There you have Shikimaru holding Asuma Sensei's chakra dagger. And of course you do get both sides. So if you do buy a second Shikimaru, or you get a second one when they fix the eyeballs, you'll have two, which is very, very exciting. And I think both of these accessories are just tremendous. Next up, we get these pockets right here. So these are really cool. This is a new thing for the Naruto line. We have a hand in pocket feature right here. So what you do with these is you just come to the pants right here, and this is why the pants look a little bit different, but you just pop off the pocket piece like your usual pocket changing hands in pocket gimmick, right? And then you just slot this on. Now it's a little bit tricky, but you just kind of have to slide it on there, and it will usually work its way on there. And you can see you have a hole right there for the wrist peg. So you just pop off the hand and you just insert the wrist peg into the pockets. Now, in my experience, these are kind of tough. You might be better off just like sticking it in there and just letting it like rest there if you want to. But if you want to go all the way, of course, it's really, really annoying, honestly. There we go. Now, do use these extra little joints right here that allow the arms to move down right there. You can even adjust the collar right there to have it sit naturally right there, which is amazing. And this looks super duper good. But I will also show another option that you have when doing this. And they even show it on the box here. You can put the pocket in, and I do want to say that the pocket looks fine, so if you wanted to just leave these on, it doesn't look like abnormal at all. But another thing you can do is you can pop the pocket on, and then pop on the relaxed hand, and then just slip the thumb into the pocket right there, into the hole. And there you go. You have this really, really nice look as well, which is really cool. And they do show this on this pose right here on the packaging. So this is cool. This is a very Shikimaru-like gesture right here. I really, really like it. I think both of these display options work very well. I will say it's very difficult to get the hands into these, so I actually prefer this method right here. But of course, totally up to you. And since I'm going to be buying a second one of these anyway, not too worried about it. But do be careful, because these hand pegs do feel a little bit, just the hairest bit scary whenever you're popping these in right there. Like, it's not too bad, but after Deku, man, I've been a little bit scared. Oh, I guess Deku was an SH Figuarts I bought this year. That wasn't a Naruto one. All right, there was one, and I hated it, so. Not a good sign, man. But I digress. Let's move on to the final accessory, and that is something that's actually way cooler than I expected it to be, and that is the Shadow Possession Jutsu effect right here. Now, it is just a piece of plastic, but this is actually super duper nice. This is very, very thick, and there wasn't even any, like, peelies on it. So, yeah, that was definitely interesting, but this is really, really nicely done, actually. Like, super good. I don't know why this had to be there, like, why, but whatever, he's gonna be on that anyway, so it's gonna be like hard to see anyway, and he's gonna be kneeling down, of course, as well. So what you're gonna do, of course, so just get Shikimaru in his pose right there, and get him in his pose, get this set up, and boom, blam, there you go. Really, really beautiful display option right here. This looks awesome, honestly. This is a lot cooler than I was expecting it to be. Now, I would love it if in the future we could get like a Naruto accessory pack along the same lines as the My Hero and One Piece ones that they did that had some more, you know, fun Shadow Possession Jutsu effects, maybe an arm or something that could like, you could like wrap around one of the characters, especially if we got a heat on, that would be super duper cool. I think there's more potential right here, but for this as a pack-in with this figure that already really feels like it justifies the price, I think this is good. I think this is very acceptable. It's very, very nice. And that is an awesome display option. So final thoughts on the SH Figuarts Shikimaru Nara. Guys, I think this figure is absolutely brilliant. Unfortunately, the face thing holds this figure back from being basically a lock for figure of the year, honestly. This is just beautiful work, honestly. Whoever made this figure just did such an incredible job, loved the character as much as every one of us do, and knocked it out of the park. And they handed it off to the factory, and the factory guys had a fucking stroke, and then they looked at it and went, yeah, ship it, it looks fine. And it's, it makes me really sad to see a company that I had so much respect for last year really, really, really falling off. Now, I've said this previously, but I, in my opinion, believe that the Tamashii Nations are going to come back from this. They did this earlier. They did this a while ago. They had another year when the One Piece line first started, and they did the Berserk figures. That was bad, and a lot of people fell off of them. And then they had last year, which was brilliant and brought a lot of people back. And here we are once again in kind of a bad year for them. But if you're a Naruto fan, then we're still eating good because they're still knocking it out of the park with these releases. They're still innovating. They're still doing phenomenal things. Everything about this figure is absolutely phenomenal. They just had to put some fucking disgusting like mark on it so I couldn't make it a 100% S+. But when this figure eventually gets reissued with the faces fixed, this figure will be beyond perfect. Now, can I recommend you pick this up in the current state where you know you're going to get one of these with the factory error faces and all that? Honest to God, if you love Shikimaru, which I don't think anybody watching this doesn't, then yes, I still think this is worth it, 100%. You still get 3 really, really nice faces that work pretty well. The ones that are messed up are still usable. They're definitely not obviously ideal, but they're still usable. You can still have some fun with them and pose them around, of course. And he just looks brilliant. And all the extra engineering and the articulation and also the extra innovation they did with like this hand right here and all that, the pockets, tons of playability, great bang for your buck. Just yet another absolutely phenomenal figure from my favorite action figure line of all time. So, it's up to you whether you want to go ahead and pick one up with the factory errors or you just want to wait and get him without the factory errors. Eventually, hopefully, this will happen. I think they did recently reissue the Shippuden Sasuke. I'm still trying to pick one up because I've actually heard they made a few minor improvements, but I just haven't yet done so. But if they ever reissue this figure and they fix the faces, he'll be perfect. He'll be among the best of the line, which is impressive as all hell. So yeah, I still recommend him, man. Beautiful, beautiful job on this. And with that being said, everybody, thank you all so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, maybe give me a like, subscribe for some more SH Figuarts Naruto reviews. I'm going to be slowing down a good bit in my YouTube. I'm not going to be doing as much figure reviews in the upcoming months, but I'm still going to be uploading. I've got some fun stuff on the way. And yeah, I hope you will join me for it. And I will obviously be still reviewing Tsunade, Hinata, the 2.0 of Jiraiya, and whoever else comes after that. And as a Boruto fan, I am really, really hoping this year that we will get some Boruto SH Figuarts as well. A 2 Blue Vortex version of Boruto would be amazing. A Kawaki would be amazing. A Sarada would be amazing. A Hokage version of Naruto would be amazing. A Hokage version of somebody else would also be absolutely amazing. Yeah, I'm in it for the long haul. This is my favorite action figure line of all time. So if that sounds good, maybe hit that subscribe button. And with that being said, thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And this is DK Guillotine, signing out.